All right, after the launch or negative move, the next step in the hitting progression is our stride or our positive move. Okay, after we get everything going back against our backside, our scap load back, okay, we must get our momentum going forward. We load up against our backside and we stride. Now, when we do this and we go to our positive move, okay, our nose, our belly button, and our front foot all work together. A lot of times I'll see guys load up against their backside and everything will stay back, and then they go to fire and then they're called what we call recline hitters. They stay back and they never get that weight transfer into the baseball. Okay, and a lot of times they'll drop their backside, they'll pop stuff up or beat stuff into the ground. Okay, so it's very important when we go to our positive move, our nose, our chin, our belly button, our front foot all work together. Now, when we land, we must land with our knees inside of our feet, okay, our head straight down the middle of our body. And one of the most important things, or if not the most important thing, is that our hands are still back when we land. One of the biggest problems I see in lessons throughout the year and in tournaments with youth and amateur players is that as soon as their front foot hits, their hands are already going forward. Okay, this obviously we won't have as much power. We're going to get fooled on off-speed pitches or jammed on fastballs in. Okay, we're going to struggle big time at the plate if as soon as our front foot hits, our hands are already moving forward. Okay, it's very important to anchor into the ground before you start your swing. Okay, now one thing that must be, or one thing that's crucial and must happen is that when we get into our positive move, we get done with our stride, right, our front shoulder, our front hip, and our front foot are all square to the pitcher. All right, a lot of times I'll see people land and they're already be opening up with their hips. Okay, we need to make sure that it is all square and locked down in tight. Okay, ready to explode on the baseball.
All right, guys, moving on to our pro example here with Troy Tulowitzki. I'm going to take you through his swing and getting to his positive move and him landing 50-50 with his weight. All right. One thing that's very important, guys, here is that once we get going back, as I mentioned in this video, when we land, okay, there's no more forward movement. Once that front foot hits, okay, there's no more forward movement going forward. I like to show a lot of my younger kids to start drawing lines on here. I say get to our triangles, all right? Back knees inside of our foot, okay, obviously, okay, and we get to our big triangles, all right? Heads down right through the middle of our body, okay? Our weight is centered 50-50. A lot of times, that old saying 60-40, I still like that. I'm not completely against it, but with our younger kids, a lot of times they get caught back and they turn into that recline hitter that we talked about. All right, so as you can see here, he got to 50-50. His front foot's down. His hands are still back, guys. His hands are still back, and they don't start to fire or even move until after our front side starts, as you'll learn here in the next video or so. Okay, so loads up against his backside. He strides. Okay, strides. Gets to 50-50. Once he lands, no more forward movement. His head is centered right in the middle of his body. Okay, he is in a strong position here, guys. Very, very good example right here of him landing, being centered at 50-50.